We are going to be looking at a property that has a duplex and a single family. What are the thoughts on that? My first initial thoughts is you have two roofs and you just have two structures. So it is a little bit more difficult, but there could be advantages if that's something you're looking to do. If you're looking to house hack, you can consider living in the single family or living in the duplex. But these are one's in the front and one's in the back. So they are in the same lot, which is beneficial. But you also do have the two structures, which is something you want to think about. When you first look here, we can see the price is around 400K. That is for 3 units. That might be high depending on your area, but in this area, it's possible. When we kind of look at it, it's a single family with a duplex in the rear. The front is vacant, so the single family is vacant, so you could move in if you're owner occupied. One tenant leaving in December. One thing you always want to consider is when they're written on the MLS, it's possible the tenants are gone when you're looking at the property. So it's always important to check to see if they have leases when they expire or the tenants are still there when you're going to be looking at the property and possibly putting an offer in. Keep in mind, because it's a 45-day close, so you can also ask if you want the units delivered vacant as well. Has been rented below market value. That is something super common where you see things rented below market value. And let's see, two driveways help manage the parking situation, plenty of space. Okay. Only range stays with back units. Current tenants own appliances. That's not uncommon as well. But one thing we want to consider is the single family here is currently vacant, so it's being listed as rent for 0. You'd want to look into what a 3-bedroom is worth in the area. I would say it's definitely worth more than 900. And now the duplex currently is being rented at 900 and 800 on a lease. So it's very important to know when that lease ends and if it's done before you take ownership of the property, because you are inheriting that lease, inheriting the tenants, and what's in that lease sticks until you either choose to write them a new lease if they're done with their 12 months or 2 years, or you can go through a screening process. So the numbers don't show us really good. We're looking for at least 1%. We're looking at 900 plus 800. And that gives us 1,700 with a vacant unit. Even if that unit rented for 13, we'd still be under the 1% rule because remember, it's 400K entry price. Really quick what we're looking at. So let's see, lead paint is unknown. That is pretty common in properties. The assessed value is 335. Typically not a hard and fast rule, but the assessed value might be 75% of the actual current market value price. Let's see what we're looking at. The taxes are 4,500. That's definitely high in our area. That's a little under 400 a month. City town water, that is a good thing. Asphalt, fiberglass shingles for a roof, that's also good. Natural gas, hot water. So these are all positive things so far. Vinyl siding. So just based on that, that's pretty good. Firm remarks, unique property that can be a cash producer. Let's see. Oh, but electrical in the back is fuses. That's how they hit it. So that's fuses. Definitely want to have circuit breakers, 100 amp minimum. That you definitely want to switch them out. But we're looking here. It's been sitting on the market for 77 days. That is a long time for it to sit on the market. That's almost 3 months. They listed it in an inopportune time. That was late November. So it already dropped 25K in price. That's one thing of note. And taking a look at the pictures, we can see the front. This is the first unit. Carpet. I'm not a huge fan of carpet in rentals. And you can see older wallpaper here. The older wallpaper, not a fan of as well. But carpet, just the maintenance is just too high. If you can definitely get flooring, I would much rather prefer that. But you got to consider the cost of that too. You see the old carpets in here. You got green carpet, you got the beige carpet, and just the older wallpaper. That's one thing to consider. You see a lot of built-ins. These properties built before 1940. A lot of built-ins. You can see the built-ins here. We can kind of check. All right. Next, going through. This bathroom doesn't look too bad though. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And now the basement. Basement does not look wet. It looks pretty good. Pretty typical. Some basements are even not fully finished. Some of them don't even have the flooring. And there's dirt. This is the parking situation. It looks like this is the first unit. This is the basement. So it doesn't look bad, but in the winter, it's going to be a lot to plow. I mean, that's going to be a pretty good driveway to plow. You're going to want to have someone plow it. Take a look at that. Let's see, this must be that duplex on the back. Just take a look at some of the pictures here. Definitely an older range, older cabinets, but the white's not bad. They can only fit a small table for two in the kitchen. It might not be that big of a deal, but the painting's good here. That's going to help. Just look at the room. That's definitely modern, more recently done. Seems to be some type of mud room. They did use in-air units. I was looking at the stairs. I wasn't sure kind of what that stairwell was. Some things for FHA, they have really specific requirements. It could be for handrails outside, just for safety issues. And are we done with the pics? Okay, 19, another mud room. And then the bathroom. Bathroom, I think, actually doesn't look bad either. Kind of looking at everything here. If you're looking at a single family and a duplex, you definitely want to know you got to cover everything twice. What the major structural parts, man. You got to look at the roof. You got to look at the siding. But you know that's almost double the repairs. I would probably prefer a triplex, but it's something if you want to consider. If you like having your own space and still having tenants, consider two buildings on one lot, and that's exactly what this is. So hopefully you can analyze deals quicker. You can start seeing there's different opportunities there. It's not always just a standard triplex or a standard duplex or a standard fourplex. You can also look at two duplexes on one lot. Pretty creative out there, so just stay consistent looking at deals.